Welcome to our C# course. My name is Birali Faustin. I'm gonna be with you of this course of C#. We're gonna create a point of sale application from the beginning till the end. This is the example of the point of sale we're going to create. We're gonna create the database. We're gonna create all these forms and make the same application will be created. The point of sale, we're gonna create all these buttons, all this menu will be created. We're gonna create the same way it is. We're gonna make orders and print invoices for the customer. We're gonna print invoices for the customer, the receipt. So we're gonna configure also a printer, a receipt printer for printing receipt. Hope you're gonna enjoy this course. And this first part 1 is free, so it will give you idea of what we're going to learn. We're gonna learn to create everything you can see here on this application. For this course, let me not talk too much and start working. We'll have a lot to do. Thank you. See you. Welcome to our course once again. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to create a point of sale using C# application. Point of sale created. We're gonna create all these forms like store, staff, clock in, clock out, cancel order, banking, take order, all the user manual, the help files, settings, how to do settings, some report, and this is the user main form. There is also admin main form. All of this we're gonna create it where we can add item, add menu, pictures, manager sign in. This is the back office or admin side. We have a report and there's some settings. We're gonna create this point of sale. But in this part 1, we're going to learn how to create. First, we're going to create the point of sale application. We start with it and we create this form. We're going to create this form, but in part 1, we're going to create only this button and program these buttons, how it works. This button, the way I'm clicking, make order using these buttons. But we're going to create on part 1 only these buttons and to program them. So we're gonna create the point of sale C#, then we create this form with buttons. We create also a form where we can add new menu. We can display those menu here by this form. Then it will be part 1 of this section. Okay, then we can start creating. I'm gonna close this section. You open Visual Studio. For me, I use 2010, but you can use also Visual Studio 2019. And SQL Server, install SQL Server 2012. As I told you, I showed you how to install SQL Server 2012. Install it, or you can install it 2017, 2019 SQL Server. It's gonna work the same. We're gonna create a database there, the point of sale database. We're gonna create it, all the tables, all the views, store procedures. We're gonna create them and connect them with this C# application. So let us start by creating this application. I use 2010. I told you you can use it in 2017, 2019. You click on new project. It's a new project, C# project. It's a Windows form application. We're gonna give the name I give point of sale. Then you're gonna save it in one folder. I must create a folder. Here in C# part 1, I create a folder that I will save all the project of this application. Point of sale C#. I create a folder. I save the project in that folder. Is on desktop. The name is there, the location. Then I click OK. Windows Form application. It's a C# Windows. The application is created and gives me one form. They call it Form 1. I can leave it. So we're gonna start by creating step by step this application. When we click on the icon of this point of sale, the first it's a welcome to Mira system point of sale. My point of sale, I call it Mira. So it opened this first form. So we're gonna start by creating this first form the way it is. Then when we click, we open the user main form, or we can open also the back office, which is the admin main form, where you make like settings. But for user, it's like making order, count stock, check the till, only that. So back office, add item, we're gonna create all of this. But the first thing, we're gonna create this first, this welcome page. Alright, we're going back in our application we created. This form 1, I leave it the way it is, so you can see how I'm proceeding. I'm creating the forms. You're gonna right click on your project in the solution explorer, right click, add new item, or you can click on Windows Form application. Select Windows Form, give the name of the form, which is welcome. I can put page. I don't put space. Welcome page. Then add. This will be my first form. When I click on the icon to open the application, this will be displayed. So on next lecture, we're gonna see how to program this page, and then to open other page and form, because when we click, it's this page which is presented. Then you can click on invoicing, user main form, or the back office, which is admin main form. It's two forms. You click start, it will open, which is the user, for cashier, or for the barman. If it's a restaurant or a bar, it's a barman. If it's like a shop, it's for cashier. And this is for the manager, whose settings, everything, he can add, he can delete, only manager. Now we're gonna create this in the next lesson. So let us see you on next lesson. Thank you. Welcome to our course once again. In this lesson, we are going to teach how to create. As we created the welcome page, we are going to create then to program this welcome page so it can look the same as our point of sale reference. This welcome page, when we click on start, if we select invoicing, it will open the invoicing form or the user menu. If we select the back office and we click start, it will open the admin form or the back office form. Create one by one. We're gonna create the invoicing form. which is the user, for cashier, for barman, this invoicing, which will help us to make orders. As I told you, in this part 1, we're going to create the buttons for making orders. So we're going to create this take order, user main form, or put this menu, one menu. Then we create also this button, take order, which will help us to open this form. And on this form, we're going to create only these buttons in part 1. Part 2, we're going to create other stuff. In part 1, we're going to create this button and run them. So let us, in this lesson, let us create the invoicing form, or the user main form. Let us create it. We open our application, C# application. You can see we created only welcome page, which is empty. We're going to create another form. Right click on your point of sale application in Solution Explorer, then add Windows form. Then you're going to give the name of your form. You write invoicing. Then you click add. Invoicing is created but is empty. Let us check the reference. When we click on invoicing, we open this form. Let us put this menu and then this button. It's that we need in this lesson, this first lesson. We're gonna add the menu on this invoicing. To add the menu, select in the, if you don't see this toolbox, you click on view, then it will be displayed here. Maybe on your application you can't find this toolbox. Go to view, menu view, click on toolbox. Then on toolbox, to add menu, you're gonna search what we call menu trip. Let me check menu trip. I have it here in my toolbox. Menu trip. I click on it, I drag and drop it on the form. You can see under the form, the right menu trip 1, then close to the top, they put my menu. So I can add file. On sub menu, I write exit. You can see you can write many buttons here, and then add a sub button this side. But we need only menu and exit. When we click on exit, we close this form. I open the reference again. We create this main file and exit. So we're going to create another these buttons order. I go back to my form, invoicing. I will use in toolbox what I call tool strip. Tool strips. I'm gonna check it. Tool strip. Tool strip. Tool strip. I got it. Drag and drop on the form again. It gives you the option to create button. So I click on this and click on button. Button, it gives me a button here. So that button I can give a name. To give a name, I select the button. I go on property. I give the name of the button. For the reference, the name is take order. the name of take order. In you select the button on property on text, you write take order. When you're done, in the property, you wanna select, we want to display that name of take order. We're gonna check where the right image. Okay, let us add image also. Image, I write on image, I double click there, I click, I have some icon I can put there, have some icon. Yes, let me choose any icon here. You can download these icons on Google, write on Google icons, then you can download them. I put icon, and then I'm gonna check, I'm gonna display that name. Okay, I'm going back to the button. I'm gonna read these properties. Display style. Display style, it shows me image. Check on your side where there are the display style. Then you're gonna select display image and text. I click display image and text. You can the image, my icon, and the name take order. But I want this icon to be above take order. It's in the property again. I'm gonna check in the property where the right image. I'm gonna check where there is. Oh, this style I change it. Okay, in the property image. Alright, I see image. Alright, image alignment, middle center. Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna check the property text image. Alright, where the right text image, the relationship, the right image above text, yes, it's what I want. I got it in text image relationship. Try to read these properties so you can understand them. You can put a tooltip when you point your mouse on this button, it shows you the text you can put here. So I'm done with my button. Take order. Everything is there. I created this take order. I have take order here. Alright, so in the next lecture, we're going to program this form. How we can click on this button and open the form for taking orders. So much. Let's see you on next lesson. Welcome to our course once again. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to create the back office form or the admin. We will have invoicing and back office or admin form. So let us create also this back office form. In this back office form, we will need to put this menu. So let us put the first menu, which is file, then exit. We put this menu, then we can write code. When we click on the start, it open for me the back office, or it open for me the invoicing. But first, let's create this form for back office, then we're gonna program this page. Okay, we're gonna create the back office form. Right click on your project, point of sale, add new form, back office. I put back office as the name of this form. Create, open. Now we have a back office form, but it's still empty. Okay, I don't want to leave it empty. I click on save. Let me add like a menu bar. To add a menu bar, we're gonna check in the toolbox. We check menu strip. We drag and drop it on the form. Immediately it gives me option to write. I write file. Under file I write exit. So for now I have a file and exit, and I created this page, this form. As reference, you can see I click on back office. This is the page I created, but for me it's still empty. Only I have this menu file and exit and the button exit on this back office. Okay, I go back office, file, exit. So I have already the back office and I have invoicing. So I can now program this welcome page. When I click on back office, I open immediately the back form, or I click on invoicing, I open invoicing form. Alright, thank you so much. Let's see you on next lesson where we will program this welcome page. Thank you. See you on next lesson. Welcome once again to our C# course where we are creating the point of sale. We're going to create this point of sale. This is the reference. So for now, we have created the back office page. We have created the invoicing page. Now we're going to program this welcome page so that on welcome page, when I click on back office, the admin form or the back office form, or when I click on invoicing, I open the invoicing form or the user form. As you can see, this reference, when I click, I select invoicing, I click start, it opens for me invoicing. So we're gonna program this. We put this words, we program this invoicing, this button, this check button, this option button. When you check for you invoicing or back office, let us click back to our welcome page. So I'm gonna add the word here, the button, and the option buttons here. Okay, to add text here, I'm gonna use a text box. Text box. I put text box there. I'm gonna add a button. The button I'm gonna put it. And the button I'm gonna give it a name. I select it. I'm going in the property. I give the name start. Yeah, start. And I put the option button. Before I put the option button, I'm gonna put a control box to make it look nice. I put a control box here. I remove the text on control box, no name. The control box is here. Inside the control box, I'm gonna put the option tools or option buttons. I'm gonna check for option. This check. I don't want check. option radio button. First one, I put it here. Radio 1, I put another radio. Now I have two buttons. I rename it. First one, I put I can put R, invoicing. For text, I'm gonna put invoicing. Then the name of that button, I can put R, invoicing as the name of this option button. The second one, I put R, admin. For the name of that button, I go to text, I put back office. Okay, I'm done. I created it. So with this text box, property also, I go to multi-line. I say true. Multi-line true, it means this text box, I will put a lot of word in it. You see, it become too much. Then I click on an empty page here. Empty. Let me this text box. I can say txt text welcome. I click on empty box. It gives me the option where I will write my code. You can see I'm inside where they write private void welcome page load. It means what I'm gonna write here, it will be displayed when this page is loaded. Welcome page is loaded, it will be displayed. So here txt welcome, it comes. I write dot text equal. I put, follow me what I'm writing. Inside here, I can write some word. Welcome to our point of sale application. This will be displayed on this page. When I open the page, this will be displayed here. You can put too many words as you want, it will be displayed here. I need to program also this button because I must click on start and I double click on the button. Double click. It opened for me the button and it write on click. If the button is clicked, what's gonna happen? I'm going to write the code here. The first code I need, you know I have two buttons. It means you open this or you open this. So I'm gonna use a condition there. And to use a condition, it's if. If it's condition, which means I can write a condition in C#. For example, I can write a condition say, if you give me 5 stars, I will be happy. Else, if you don't give me 5 stars, I will not be happy. It's a condition. First condition say, you give me 5 stars, I feel sad. It's a condition. So here, I put a condition. I say, if you click on option invoicing, open for me the form invoicing. If you click, you select the option back office, open for me the back office. So the code will be if, remember the name of that option, the option admin, r admin dot checked equal true if the option admin is checked. That's what says this. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna open the admin back office page. So I write back office FRM new back office. I declare the form, then FRM dot show dialog. I'm done with option 1. If you check this option admin, if it's true, you checked it, open for me this. Then if you don't check the back office, I write else. If it's not like that, so open for me the invoicing. It's only 2 options, so if you don't do this, it means you do the other one. So I will write invoicing FRM equal new invoicing FRM new invoicing FRM dot show dialog. Show for me that I can write a comment here. It says open. You see how I write comment? You put slash dash. You can write comment this way. Open invoicing invoice form. Or here I can write comment because I don't know, someone will come tomorrow. He must understand the code I write. Open admin form. You can write even open admin form. So it means I'm done with programming this button. Only thing I have to make it nice, to look nice. But for programming, I did it already. So in order this form opening, when I open my application, you need to go on program. You go on program, you click on program, then on application run. When the application run, it must open first. The first form to be open must be welcome. This welcome page. Welcome page. There is no S. Okay, I'm done. I save my application. Then when you click on this button, start debugging or run, it will start the application. You can see I programmed this welcome to our point of sale application. You can write the word many words as you want. Then you need to select one of these options, invoicing or back office. When I select invoicing and I click start, it opens for me invoicing. When I select back office and start, it opens for me back office. That's the code I wrote. Welcome page. On button click, double click on the button, and I wrote this code. This code is to open the admin form, back office form. You can see that we are progressing now. You have the welcome page, but we need to make it nice, to make it to look very nice as this page. So you can see, you click on invoicing, you click start, it open invoicing. You select back office, you click start, it open for you the back office. And we did it also. You select invoicing, you click start, it open for you the invoicing page. If you select the back office, you click start, it open for you the back office. Then we need to program to add more forms, because we need to create buttons for making order. So we need to create another form, which is make order. So we need to create this in next lesson. Alright, thank you so much. Let's see you on next lesson. Come once again to our course database, a point of sale database. You need to connect to the server, then you click connect. To create a new database, you click on database, right click, new database. You write the name of the database. Then you click OK. If you expand, you're gonna see I created the database which is empty. So we're going to create 3 categories of buttons, tables. Right click on table, the column of table, first button name, envar character 50, because it can't reach 50 character when I'm writing like bird, food, it can't reach 50 character. So when I click on save, I need to put the name of the table, first button name, the name of the table, first table. If you expand the table, you're gonna see I created the first table already. I need to create the second table, which is second button name. The column will be second button, and another column first button, because it will have a relationship with the first table. All have envar character 50, but this is the primary key. I put right primary key, then I save. Then I click, I create the table. The column will be third button, with second button name with the same data type. I'll put quantity, I put unit price, the data type I put money, I put barcode, even if we're not going to use it, but one day we're going to use it. Barcode, I keep it, and I add also VAT. I add the key, primary key, this first button, the name will be primary key, then I save. Then button name. I'm done with creating the database and creating 3 tables. First button name, second button name, and third button name. Thank you. Let's see you on next lesson. Welcome once again to our course. In this lesson, we're going to create the database diagram or the relationship between the buttons. We get the first button, second button, third button, which must have a relationship. This relationship will help us so that you can't make a mistake when you are writing. If for the first button you write like beverage, when you select it in the second button, you can't make a mistake when you create the relationship between those tables. It will limit the error you can create when you are writing. So let us create the database diagram, the relationship. You will open your server, you connect to the server, you open your database, then you click where it writes database diagram. You right click, new diagram. Same. You have to select the tables you need to create the relationship with. You click on the table, then you click on add, or you double click on the table. It will be sent to the other window behind the opened window. You double click or you select the table, then you click add. When you're done, you close. I have 3 tables. I want to create a relationship between these 3 tables. First button, second button, and the third button. So the first button will have a relationship with the second button. And I create a first button in the second button. Also, the second button will have the relationship with the third button. And I create also a column second button in the third. So I'm done with the relationship. The relationship is created. So from here, I can't put data in the third button when that data it's not in the second button because it has a relationship. So every time I will write data in the third button, when I reach the column table, I need to select the right data which name. Same in the second button name. When I'm writing data, it must correspond with the data which is in the first button name. So this will prevent the mistake we can make in writing. We're done with our first diagram, which is the relationship between tables. Then you can click on close. You can close it or we click on save before we close. I can rename it as relation between table. I click OK. The following table will be saved to your database. Do you want to continue? Then you click yes. Then the diagram is created in your database between tables, which will help us to allow or to prevent the mistake you can make when saving data in the tables. Thank you so much. Let's see you on next lesson. Come once again to our C# course where we are creating a point of sale from scratch, from the beginning till the end, but it's chapter after. This lesson we're going to create a connection. We want to connect to the server. We want to connect to the database. So to connect to the database, we're gonna create a class module. A class we're gonna use it for the whole database. We're gonna use it for the whole application. It means we will not create code and rewrite same code. That's why we want to create a class that we're gonna be calling for all forms. On all forms in all application, we're gonna use only one connection. We want to create that connection once. This is a professional application. That's why we want to use only be calling for connection. To create a connection using class library, you right click on Solution Explorer. Right click, add new project. It's a new project we're gonna be calling. Then you select C# class library. You give the name of that class you are creating. For me, I'm gonna put connection and command, because there is we're gonna call for connecting. Then I put OK. It says there is another connection command. Okay, I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna delete it before I go on. Yeah, connection string is there. I'm gonna delete this one. I go back, right click to Solution Explorer, add new project, class library, connection and command. I click OK. The class is called, the new project is created, connection and command. This I will be calling it for connection. I will use it for connecting for every form in this application. Okay, this first class that I will be calling command and connection, I will give the name, not class 1, I will give the name dataset for all tables. Class that I will be calling. Okay, the first command, it will be connection. I will create the connection. I will use string because it's a string, or it's like some character I'm writing. It's like the way to find where is the connection of my application, how to get it. Then I use a string. I can use the name of str connection, for example. Then equal. I'm gonna put the connection string inside here. To get the connection string, I need to check where it is and to see where I can locate it. So I will need to open C SQL Server. I try to open it to see the name of my computer, and the name is SQL Explorer and desktop 29IE. It's the name of my computer. I copy this name of server because I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it here. I go to Server Explorer. I click on Connect to Database. After Connect, I see Microsoft SQL Server is selected. I paste the server name here because I can't remember all this word. I copy and paste. You can copy and paste also. The database name, it's point of sale. Connection, test connection. The connection succeeded. So my connection will succeed. The only thing I use this to get this. Let me click here. You're gonna see advanced. I copy all this data source. I copy it. Okay. I cancel this one. I will paste it here. This is my connection string. This is the connection string. Oh, it shows some error. This error is because it doesn't recognize this backslash. I will put at here so it can recognize it. Yes, it works. And also I need to remove this I remove it, and this one I remove it. Integrated the security true. Alright, then it works. Everything's fine. I create a connection string. The next command, I'm gonna write the next command. I want to create a data set. How I will get this connection, how I will get it on other forms. On comment get and set connection command and data set for all tables. So I write comments so that anyone who can come later when I'm not there, he can know why I use that command. He can recognize that command because of in your own language, so you can remember the code you wrote. So after then I will write public data set okay, data set. I write it, but it can't be recognized by in here. You need to add this. Follow me using system.data. You're gonna use data. I write a comment. Add this command, this code, please. Okay. I write again using system.data.SQL client. I write command. Add this command, this code. Okay, so when I come here to write the data set, it will get the data set, but before I add this, I should not get the data set. Data set get and set for all data. I add string store procedures. It's like I'm going to use store procedures. SQL parameter obj parameter. Okay, I'm getting the data. Don't worry about this error because I have to leave it. You can leave it that way. You're gonna see what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna write SQL connection. SQL connection. Where is it? Con, yes. Equal new SQL connection. Okay. Connection. Let me open it. I open that connection. Then the command. Okay, I'm gonna write a command here and fill the data set. SQL command con equal new SQL command. Alright, that command I will call the store procedures. Store procedures, yes. Then in the connection, connect to that Okay, then I write a comment if obj parameter is working. If it's not nil, so what I'm gonna do, if the parameter is not nil, I'm gonna do something there. So if the parameter is not nil, let me connect parameter connect no the dot add obj parameter yes. Okay, the data set. Go new data set. SQL data adapter DA equal new SQL data adapter. I put the command there. So DA I fill data adapter with data set and this data table 1, this data table I will call it. Okay, then because I'm gonna call it, I want to return this data set. I'm gonna return this data set every time I will have to call it. As I return it, the error goes. Alright. This connection so after return the data set, then I need to create a connection in the command for all function. Okay, public void connection string str string. Can use this, then public SQL connection. Okay, then obj SQL obj okay, let's see what obj parameters to procedures. Okay, obj parameter, yes, connection string. Okay, let me check what is next. Okay, okay, let me use this. Okay, connection string, open. Let me check. No, man. This is it. Wait. SQL connection equal obj connection which equal new SQL connection. Yes. And then I put str connection there. Or now that this will work, obj con dot open connection. Okay, this is good. SQL command, then obj equal new command, obj command, obj execute non-query. Good. Yeah, I'm done with my code for connection. This connection, I'm gonna use it for all tables, for everything here in this database. Not need to write the connection again second time. I'm done with the connection, but I have to test my connection. I create the connection, I put the connection string, create the data set, I create the command, everything, I'm done, but I'm gonna test this connection if it's working. But remember to add .data using system.data.sql client. You must use it, please. Remember to do that. Then when you finish, you save. Okay, I save, but I must change also this class library here. I must rename it. Okay, good. Then I'm done with my connection string. I'm gonna call this connection to see if it's working. We're gonna test it together. Alright, this is the end of this lesson. Let's see you on the next lesson. Bye. Welcome once again to our C# course. In this lesson, we're going to create a class library for selecting. We created a class library for connection to connect to the database, which we're going to use for all forms in all applications. Now we're going to create a class library of selecting data from the database. It will be only one class which we will call for every form, for every table in the database. We're going to use only one class library. It's a professional way. Then from Solution Explorer, you select, we right click, add, it's a new project that we're going to call. You create a class library, you name it, you can name it select all. Yeah. Then okay. This class 1, you can name it select all tables, for example. Good. But this I'm gonna change also. I copy it, I class, I rename it, I rename back .cs. If you don't put .cs, it will be a big mistake. Then when I do OK, it works and it changes everywhere. So I'm gonna write my code here for selecting data from the database. First of all, I'm gonna call the connection string. To call the connection string, I have to using connection string. Connection string, I can't find it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come to the select class. I do reference, I add reference because I'm going to get connection from another application I create, which is connection and command. So I do reference, I double click it. You can see the reference is added. So after adding, I will write using connection. You can see now I can find it, and before I could not get it before I refer to this connection and command. I add the reference, then it works. So to write selection, I'm gonna add here data set all tables. Yes. Obj con like ds. Yes. I set it to first before I call it. Then public select. I say select all tables. Let me call it like this. I call it select all table or select in all tables. Okay, I'm gonna write. Don't worry about this mistake. It will disappear when I return something here. Then obj con, for example, ds equal new dataset all table, new dataset all table. Okay, to copy paste. Okay, don't worry, that mistake will disappear. First of all, yes, I put nil dataset. Oh, I forgot something here. This cell, no, copy paste. Alright, now we're done with the select all data in the database class library. It's on this few code. Then we're gonna call to fill all forms on this database, even report we're gonna use. It's only this selection we're gonna use. We write it only once. Then to write like code, we're gonna write like it's like 2 or 3 line of code for every table, for every form. Only few code here we're gonna write. Okay, that's all for this selection. Then next lesson we're going to see how we can select data from database using this class library. Everything we're gonna do, we're gonna use this class library for selecting data in the database. Thank you. Let's see you on next lesson. Welcome once again to our where we are creating a point of sale database. A connection and command. We created a class library for selecting data from the database, which we will call for all application. Fees, invoicing, make order, welcome page. Then we need, as I told you in part 1, we're gonna display only the buttons on the make order. We display those buttons, we create all these buttons, then order. But part 1, it's only displaying those buttons. So I have the connection stream, I have the select data from the database. Now I need to display those items on this make order. But before I do that, I need to test my connection. I have to see if my connection is working. So allow me to do this. Before I do everything, I try to test to see if the connection is passing. If it's not working, I can change the connection. So what I'm going to do, to test my connection, I'm going to add data in the database. First, let me do this. make sure there is nothing in the database. Okay, so I'm going to write code. I'm going to add data in the database first. Then I'm gonna try to see if I can get those data on the form. If I got them, I'm gonna then let me test. First, let me add data. I write button because it's this first button I'm gonna display as buttons on the form. Edit top 20 row, 200 row. I add veg. I can add food. Okay, these two items is fine. I can test from this. So in my database, I have food. I close this. Allow me here on welcome page. I'm going to add like a combo box. This I'm gonna see if I can get those data here in this combo box. Okay, try to let me change the name of this combo box. I write like CBO first button. I'm testing. All right. Then when I display, I have nothing here. So I need to get those data here. I'm testing if I can get the data here. If I get it, then I'm gonna start creating button. This is for test. I'm going to see if I can get it from library I created of selecting data. So what I'm going to do, I put this. First of all, select all. All right, I'm gonna write code to select data from the database. Okay. Public dataset. Oh, dataset is not working. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write here using system.data. All right, I write a comment, add this please. But to add it, so when I come here again, I write dataset. You can see I get it now. Okay, dataset, select, it's a name I give, first button. It's a name I give to this dataset. Okay. I'm gonna write here return. Yes, return pj connection. Okay, get all data. I'm gonna write select all from name of the table. I don't remember it. I go here, first button, name, I copy so I can't make a mistake. Select all from first button, then I put SQL parameter. SQL parameter is not there. I'm gonna add this also using system.data.SQL client. I add the command add this also please. Alright, then when I write SQL parameter, you see I can get it now. Good. Then yeah. dataset ds equal select select press the button. Okay, CBO the combo box data source equal ds tables all data in the tables. Okay, CBO display member. Okay, first button I'm gonna display this one. I'm done with the code to display in the combo box. Okay, try to run. When I run, it shows me the connection string property has not been initialized. Okay, I made a mistake here. When I was writing this code for connection, I made a mistake. I should add this connection string here. Okay, sorry for that mistake. But you see why you have to test first before you do a lot of stuff. Then let me try again. Okay, it shows me connection is working. I can see the beverage, I can see the food that I have in the database. It means my point of sale is connected to the database using the class library. Everything is fine. So let us start creating those buttons, as it's what we're going to create in this part 1 of this lesson. Thank you so much. Welcome to our C# once again. Welcome to our course where we are creating the point of sale. Before we make every form to look very pretty, like our reference, it look more pretty than ours. But before we do that, we need to create a form for taking order. Let us create a form for taking order, because remember I told you in part 1 we're gonna create these buttons. So making orders form. Let us create this form, even if it will be empty, but we need to keep it before we make our application look nice. Let us create this form, make order form. Right click on your application in Solution Explorer, and remember also, if you don't see this Explorer Solution Explorer form, you go to View, then you click on Solution Explorer. It will show you, it will display this Solution Explorer here. Right click on your application, add new form. I'm gonna call it make order. Make order, I click add. I create my empty form for making order as my reference. Click order, it opens for me this make order. Okay, it's only this lesson, it was only to create this form, even if it's empty. But let me connect it to the invoicing page, because when we click on this button, it opens for me the make order. So let me right that, double click on this button, it opens also. Then it right on click, something gonna happen. I'm gonna write invoicing, the name of the form. I can write FRM. I'm declaring the form first, then I call the form show dialog. From here, I'm done with opening the invoicing. When I click on the button, I save my code. Let me test. Click run. welcome page is open. It's not yet it does not look pretty, but we're gonna make it in the next lesson to look smart, to look at our reference application the way it looks. So when I click invoicing, I select invoicing, I click start. You see it's working. It does not look pretty, but it's working. Then when I click on the button take order, because I want to take order, it does not work. I wrote a mistake in my code. I go back, I close everything I made. Instead of opening the F, I'm opening invoicing. You can see the mistake I made. So I'm gonna change the mistake. I'm gonna correct the mistake I made. I write make order. You will make mistakes, but you must know how to correct your mistake. Now I say no, make order, open it. When I click on the button, I save my code, then I run again to see if the mistake is corrected. When I open invoicing, I click on take order. You can see it open for me, make order. Then we're gonna put buttons here on this form to make order, then to print a slip or to print a receipt for customer. This is the end of this lesson. Let us see you on next lesson when we try to make this application look. Let's see you. Thank you so much. In this part 1, we're gonna create the first button. We're gonna display it on the make order form. So we're going to create those buttons. We're gonna select them from the database. We tested the connection. The connection is working. Data from the database. So we're going to see how to get the buttons on this form. Okay. Remember our point of sale of reference. When you click on take order, you get this button. We're going to display this button. Then on the next chapter we're going to show how to display all of these, to create them and to add more buttons like second button, menu. The third, we're going to add all those stuff in the chapter 2 or the part 2. But part 1, we're going to create this first button. Let us start in our C# application, make order. Okay. I'm gonna use this control box. Here I will put quantity delete, and here I will put designation unit price. I'll put here, and this side I'm gonna put change amount paid and the print slip. Okay, then I put another control box here where I'm gonna put my buttons. Must have enough space, but I'm gonna add more space when I'm adding other buttons. This first, I'm gonna put the first button in this first lesson, in this first chapter. So in this control box, you're gonna add the flow layout panel. Let me check it. Flow layout panel. In this layout, I'm gonna add buttons. All my first button will be in this layout. I can give it a name. I'm gonna check where it is. I'm gonna put layout first button. my buttons will be in this layout. Alright, then to add the button, I'm gonna add it when I open this form, or the form, when I open it, all those buttons must be here. So let me start creating them. I'm gonna click anywhere where it's empty on this form. I double click, then it sends me here on make order load. It means when the form loads, I'm gonna write code to execute when this form loads. I start writing code. Okay, I'm gonna call the select all table, but before I click select them, I'm gonna see if I have reference here, but I think yes, I have reference. Okay, then I need to call this select all. So here I'm gonna add yes, select all. I add it, add the select all. Okay, then after adding it, we start select cell all table. This is the name I put for my class here. It's cell all table. I declare it data set. Yes, it's a new data set. Okay, in this data set, I can select immediately from the database cell first, select first button. Remember, I created it when I was testing. I have it here, select first button. It is code I can select. I will call it every time I need this. I will call this code. Select all from first button. Then I come back, select first button. Let me add data view. New data view, data set, table. Which table? All data in the table, data table, dt. Okay, I can use only this data view. Everything is fine. Data table, I leave it. Data row, because I'm gonna need every row in the table. Okay, this data view, I'm gonna leave it. I create data table, dt, yes, equal ds. Get all this. Okay, and I'm gonna use this data table on data row when I get all the rows. Alright, rows I got. This I'm getting data from the database. All the button names must come from the database. The number of the buttons must come from the database. That's why I have to write all code to get all those data. Okay, I declare the button. Let me call it button 2, for example. I give it the name button 2, new button, button 2. Okay, let me get the name from the database then. Data row. Declare the size of the button. Let me make it 20. Let me declare also the font. The font, new font. Font family, no problem. The color, I can put it later. I'm gonna add the color also, but later. Let me get the name, the text which will be written on the buttons. And how it will be located then. 120 as width. Let me put also the number of the button per line. For still cannot find column 1. Okay, column 1 is not found. Row, column is found. DT row count. J count also column, not row. Yeah, there was a mistake. Sorry for that. I supposed to count column in the table. Then I save. I build the solution, or the solution you can right click to build it, select to refresh and to save all the changes. Then I start again. Take order. Alright, my beverage and my food buttons are there, created successfully. But let me make it a little bit bigger than this. Okay, and also I'm gonna make it, when I start the page it open automatically. I don't want to struggle. I make it the make order, I make it the first page. When I open it, because I'm working a lot on that page, so I open it immediately. Here you are. Okay, so I'm gonna change the code and make it a little bit bigger. Width 120. Let me make it like 118, and this 96 to make it a little bit bigger. And font size, it was 2018, so it can't be the word can't be too big. I rebuild the project. Start again. Okay, you can see how big it is. Beverage, food. Okay, I can make the background yellow. Let me make the background yellow. Horizontal. Okay, yes. Keep here. btn2 background color equal color yellow. Make it color. Change the color. I build the project and I open again. Yes. See, it become yellow. Yes. I can change even this beverage food, the word. I can change them to blue, for example. Let me try it again. Okay. I can say btn 4 color. It means those words will be like blue. Blue is better. Okay. Put blue. Good. Wow. I made it. My first buttons are created, but let me add more buttons. This is 2. I'm gonna add another one. I'm going in the database. It's only 2 I have. I had the third one, like a beverage transport, because you can have many buttons. We're gonna add these buttons using the C# application, but for now I'm using this. We're gonna do it in the next chapter, the part 2 or part 3. I add transport, then I open my to see if the button yes, the button transport is created. Yes, let me create the 4th one. I'm gonna call it swimming. Let me call it swimming, for example. 4th one. Okay. I refresh. So okay, the 4th one is created, but it put it under and I can't get it. So I need to create to this panel. I make like a scroll bar. To make a scroll bar, it's like making it nice. I select this panel. I'm going in property. I auto scroll bar. No, I'd say yes. Automatic scroll bar. Yes, true. I make it true. So I put scroll. I open again. Then you can see I have the scroll bar. I can reach the transport. Okay, so you can see how I create the buttons automatically. I can create another 4th one. I write test number 4. This is the 4th button I create. I restart again the project. Yeah, you can see test 4 is created. Beverage, food, swimming, test 4, transport. All buttons are created successfully. The way this application is created, let me close. Yes, you can see this how it's created. This has only 2 buttons, but we have 5 buttons. We create only these buttons. Then in the second chapter, if you like this lesson, you can buy the second chapter. You can take the second course. I will have all the course to create this application from scratch till the end. From now, you can get some idea what we're going to learn. Then I'm gonna teach it till we get to the end. And the end, we're gonna print a slip, a receipt for the customer, and to make all those statistics, selling statistics, purchase statistics, everything, we're gonna create them. So this is part 1. Let's hope we're gonna meet to the part 2 of this application. We go back to our system. We button created successfully. We program them. Then when I click beverage, I get all the sub menu of beverage also, everything. So we have the buttons created. We need to program them and to make this form to look more nice. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Welcome once again to our C# course, creating a point of sale. In this lesson, we're going to make our application look pretty, look smart as our reference application. You can see our reference application is looking more smart, more clean than our application we created. So we want also our application to look smart. Run, you can see our application the way it looks. When I click, it's working. The code are working properly. It does not look smart. So we're gonna try to correct, to try to add more code to make it look smart. Okay, we start by welcome page. When you have a page like this, you see how I'm putting like one side, the button I put it in the middle, but the word in the button is too little, so I want to add the size of this word in the button. I select the button. I'm going on property. I will check font. I'll go font in property. I double click on it. I open it. I open the property. I can say no, give me 14, size of 14. Now you can choose any size you see. But let me put 16 to see how to look. 16 is more better. And for this invoicing, I select the control box. Then I go on property. I go on font. I put like 12. Okay. I make it big. I change for invoicing and the back office in same times because they are in this control box. So I only select the control box, then I change for everything which is in the control box. It's better to put some stuff in the control box. It will reduce the task for you. You see, it starts looking more pretty. Okay, and on this page, I'm going to change to reduce these buttons. Minimize. Only I will keep the close button. So I'm going on property and button on minimize. It's true. I click false. Maximize. It's right through. I click false. Then those two buttons are gone. I only keep this one button and icon. I go to the image, or let me see how to put the image. I see the icon. I select one icon because I have icon. which icon I'll put for welcome. I can put the I change my icon, yeah. So I save everything. When I click, you can see how we start looking. The button is too big. You can see the word. It's only this close I have. I remove the minimize and the maximize button, and I put the icon on the page. You can do the same on other pages to make them look more pretty. Thank you so much. Let's see you on next lesson when we are adding more buttons, when we are connecting to the database, where we are displaying data from the database. Thank you. See you on next lesson.
Welcome once again to our course, to our C# course, Creating Point of Sale application. Hope you enjoyed this course. We created some class library for connecting to the database. We're creating a class library for selecting data from the database using C# application. And I hope you enjoyed this course. We created some forms, back office form, invoicing form, make order form, and we created some buttons which will help us to make orders. In the lesson, we're gonna learn how to create the other category of buttons. Button second category, third. The third category, if it's working, to prepare it to make orders. We're gonna create also in the second lesson, we're gonna create another class library which will help us to save. We're gonna create some forms of like a first button, second button, and the third button, and add data using C# application. That will be for the second lesson. Thank you so much for taking our course. Thank you so much for learning the lesson 1 of this course, and I hope you're gonna take the second course also. And see you for the next lesson. Bye. Hi everyone. I'm going to show you the upcoming lesson. I'm going to show you what we're going to learn in the part 2. Thank you. Welcome once again to our course. This is the conclusion of what we learned in this part 2 course. We learned how to create a class library of selecting data using a condition. We create some class, some function here of selecting third category. You select the button third category where the second category is matching with the button you click. That's what we created. And I hope you enjoyed this course. We created all the buttons and we tried to connect all the buttons, and all the buttons are working properly. We can even try to make order. If we click, we make order. If you click like other transport, gives you, it's working. If you enjoy what we are doing, if you are happy and you want to improve this point of sale till the end, till when you start printing receipt, even I'm gonna teach you how to print the printers, these invoice printers. Thank you and enjoy what you are learning. Bye.